Good morning, good morning. Tuesday, day 8. Setting up your space, 2 blocks and a blanket, a strap. And if you can't sit on the mat, then you're welcome to sit on a chair. Much of the practice is absolutely chair available if that's what's necessary for your low back or for your hips. If you've broken your foot, if you have your oil, you're going the center of the forehead, crown of the head, base of the spine. And you're just setting yourself up. That in particular, every time we come to practice, we're resetting our state so that we are more and more aware of the gift of this day. How can we imbue everything that we're doing with the fact that it's sacred? That even if we were to try to be as mundane as possible, it's still a sacred act. That no matter how messy our house might be, no matter how late we might show up, that everything we do is still a form of prayer. And so if we can settle into this gesture, then we can begin to see that everything we are is made of light. And so we show up at the midday or we replay it any time, but really what we're doing is we reset our state to remember the sacredness of the day, to see the light that exists within us at all times, and to strengthen ourselves to act from there, so that every choice is infused sacred light, strength, because this is who you are. And when we act from there, we're clearing this passageway, this portal at the crown of our head whereby our Wi-Fi antenna is connected. And so sitting tall. Good morning, Michelle, my love. Hello. Palms together. Hello. To the amazing people on YouTube. Hello. To Teresa and Shannon. To Kathleen. To Manque. To Alexandra. To Linda and to Lori. To John. To Jordan. To the people who show up. People who connect, to Amy, to Lindsay, to the people that turn to themselves as a measure of prayer. I know it's within me and I am ready to make it active. Ong Namo, I bow to everything outside of me, guiding me, healing me, holding me. Gurudev Namo, I bow to everything inside of me. I am made of light. I know this. 3 times. Repeat this and find it. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And roll your wrists and roll your shoulders and shake it out. And we'll come onto hands and knees. My love, on the left side of the sink, we drink that before you begin. And there is no soundtrack here because the soundtrack is within us. We find the rhythm of our movement and the rhythm of our breathing. So you round your back and you sway your hips and you move a little side to side and your head is heavy and it starts to open the base where your neck meets the upper spine, right where your shoulders and your neck join.
And you press your thumb base into the floor. And then drop your tail back, your heart forward, your throat opens, and on an exhale, round, and on an inhale, open. Exhale and inhale. And begin to find a steady rhythm, closing your eyes as you choose. Turn your left thumb forward. Try to draw your hands apart. Feel that open the base of the neck. Work there, or turn your left fingers all the way back. So the left thumb turns left and the left fingers turn back towards your left knee. Round and release. Becoming pliable, as though warming a piece of wax. 5, 4, 3, 2. Turn your left fingers forward. Turn your right thumb forward. Your right fingers right. Try to draw the hand apart. Turn your right thumb right. Turn your right fingers back. Keep it moving. So that you're opening through the right side hand, forearm, elbow, collarbone, down the right side of your spine. Five, 4. Good. Turn your fingers forward, hips to your heels, child's pose. Let it move. Wag your tail, drum your fingers to relieve your wrists. Now we're clearing the very upper aspect of the collarbones and the shoulders. Rise up to hands and knees, tuck your toes, walk your dog. So one knee bends and one leg straightens. Feeling a little space across the shoulders, a turn of the chin. We're just making space internally to remember that it's there. To remember that the inside of us is so much larger than the outside we can see. Right foot steps to your right thumb. Put your left knee down. If you need to, blocks on either side. And as you come up, just let your hips move a little forward and back. Back toes are tucked under. And you feel that you have the control. As you bend your knees, that's what allows you to determine how far forward and how far back you can move in the body. And bring your right armpit in front of your right knee, fingers wide. And that little forward and back, you'll feel the tiniest cat-cow. So you're rounding as you take your hips back, and then you're arching as you come forward. Widen your fingers so slightly, look forward and stay. Flatten the top of your back foot. And as your foot is heavy, your heart comes through, your chest is broad, and there is space behind your eyes. Right knee forward, left foot heavy, chest broad. And hands down to step back. And bringing your attention to the base of your right thumb, right hip, right heel. And then the left foot steps up inside the left thumb, right knee down. Bring yourself up so your knee is padded on a blanket, on a mat. That you could come a little forward, you could come a little back. And as you bend, you're exploring, where's the limitation? Is it in my left hip? Is it in my right? Is it in my ankle? Is it in my knee? And just find your edges. And take your left armpit into your left kneecap. Widen your hands. And that little forward and back, rounding. And a little arch. And a little round.
And as your left knee comes forward, it brings your shoulder girdle with you. You flatten the top of your right foot to the floor. And then soften your eyes, widening your gaze out to the left and the right. You're making internal space. And step back. Be aware of your left thumb base, your left hip high, and your left heel down. And you're gently lengthening that line. Left hand, left hip, left heel. And it takes the whole left side with you. And then walk your dog. Sway your hips, turn your chin. Let the movement all the way through hands and feet. Fold your blanket in half front to back and then walk your feet to your hands. So you have a nice, steady, thick seat. Knees are bent, toes are up, heels are down. Hands are thumbs up. And as you draw your hands apart, pull with your heels to draw yourself forward. Press into the heels to send yourself back. And right away, we just get quiet. Inhale to open, exhale to close. Move from the soles of your feet. Three, 2, 1. Good. Sweep your heels wide, sitting tall, hands on thighs. So that's the movement of the spine, forward and back. Hands on either side, shake out your knees, shake out your feet, and now find the left and the right. Inhale as you reach over, exhale as you come through center. So with this length from hip to shoulder and from hip to heel, take that length and fold over your thigh and rise. Hands on either side. Exhale down, inhale up. Maybe that's what you require, or reach your inside hand further and the outside hand back. Now we're beginning to build a twist. If you don't need the floor, then you reach one hand back, folding and revolving. So we went from forward and back to left and right, and now we revolve. And these are the 6 actions of our spine. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And sit tall with your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. Notice the sensation through your spine, from the base of your skull down through the pelvis. And if that space becomes clear, then all of the nerve ganglia along the spine and all the ways in which the nervous system threads out into the rest of the body, that light from the spinal cord could be sent through to all other functions and sensations, reminding us we're made of light. So in particular, right now, I feel it through the back body. To open the front, set your blanket aside, bring your blocks with you, and lie down with your knees bent and your feet flat. And these may seem like very rudimentary movements, but they're all we need. Feet flat, spine long. Standing in your feet, lift your hips and put your blocks flat on their bellies, their lowest setting. Bring their sides together. So you have a platform. Rest the back, the low back there. Turn your palms down, your shoulder blades under. Spreading your fingers, the whole platform of your hand flat to the floor. And then the right hand overhead. And a breath or two right there. Let your right foot become heavy. Let the back of your right hand become heavy, and let the breath come all the way into the right side of your lung. Let the hip change and bring it down. Left hand overhead. Back of your left hand to the floor. Left heel is heavy. From those 2 points, let it be light. Let the left shoulder drop into the floor and the left lung is buoyant. And there's space along the left side of your diaphragm. And then down. Lift your hips. Bring the bellies of the blocks together and rest them on their sides. Feet flat, left palm flat, right hand overhead. The back of your right hand is heavy. Tuck your right shoulder under. Stand in your right heel and open. Allowing the interior of the right side to get longer. And the right hand flat to the floor and the left hand overhead. Again, so simple. How can it make much change? Left heel is heavy. Back of the left hand is heavy. Left shoulder tucks under. The left rib opens. And the left hand down. Work right there and repeat, or lift your hips and turn the block onto its ends. Left palm flat, right hand overhead, letting your right heel be heavy. Now where can the breath go that it couldn't before? Can you trust the support of the block a little more? Can you let your shoulders be heavy, and can you soften your abdomen so that the height of your hips is making length? That the blocks are creating traction. And the right hand comes down and the left hand comes up and the left heel is heavy. Tuck your left shoulder under and let your left side abdomen be long, be changed. So that when you stand in your heels, you can lift your hips and remove both blocks, keeping your knees bent, your feet flat, roll your spine down, and notice. Feel the whole front surface changed. Feel your interior experience of yourself changed. Let it become even larger. Big exhale. Knees to your chest, knees wide. Shake out your feet and your knees. Counterbalance that back bend. And roll up to plant your feet into a squat. And from the squat, stand tall. Left hand holds your right wrist coming up and over to the left.
bending your knees, your palms come together and zip it right down the middle. To stand, the right hand takes the left wrist, go up and over right. Bring it down the middle, take your time. So from your wrist to your heel, you're starting to make length. Folding and unfolding through the knees and through the hips. So we're simply preparing ourselves, our physical body, our nervous system, our breath, so that we can activate this sense of space instead of activating a sense of frustration or concern. One more. And as you're tall, stay tall. Turn your palms to face the forward. Turn your thumbs forward and fold your fingers in. And just little forward circles. You can turn your neck. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. You can shake out your feet as you need to, but you will create a charge through the heart, through the arms, right through the knuckles. Little, small, quick circles, quicker, 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 quicker. Ha! That you can clear your breath and the space around your lungs. You'll keep those forward circles. Turn your thumbs up, forward circles. Turn your thumbs back, forward circles we go. Thumbs back more. Open your biceps, the base of your skull. Open your chest, forward circles. 3. 2, clear the way. Good, sweep your hands high. Up, 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 up. Wag the tail. And then sweep wide and notice that the inside and the outside are spacious and bright. If that's all the time you have, that is a phenomenal change in your physiology. I am this space, this light. Going into the Kriya with me, you build your seat coming down. So this is what we want to activate, a sense of ourselves as bold and bright and steady. Let your heels be under your knees. Let the outer feet press to the floor, spine tall. Feel the body is prepared, right? It's tall, it's steady. And to begin, we put the fingertips to face the body, turning left and turning right. This is the most modified. So if you have any old shoulder injuries, this is where you stay. Next step, palms face the floor, thumbs touch the shoulders. Inhale left, exhale right. A great place to work. We're still on day 8, so take your time. Next step would be palms face forward, thumbs still to shoulders. Elbows stay high. So as you move the hands into more advanced postures, just notice if doing that rounds you down. If so, put your palms to face down and sit tall. The height of your heart is more important. Final posture, fingers interlaced behind the base of the skull. Heart high, chin in. Inhale left, exhale right. 2 minutes. Steady. How kindly can you move?
How deeply can you receive that kindness until each gesture is a gift? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like someone who's turned down their volume when it was too much for you. Five, four, three, two. Center, inhale, chin up, triceps. Reach up, tuck your chin. Draw your attention up, 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 up. Elevate yourself. Release your fingers. Shoulders down, chin up, breath out. Notice, sit tall. Thank you. The body giving your mind a gift, sensation. Mind giving itself the freedom of forgiveness and tenderness. I am this, simple and steady. Legs out, shake out your feet side to side, your knees up and down. Keep your seat. You'll take your strap behind you. As you rebuild your seat, see if you can put the opposite shin in front from your habitual seat. Hands are wider than your hips to begin. And as you fold, lead with your heart, and then rise, chest is broad. Out to fold. In and out. So the strap is wide enough that you have some space. And as you come upright, allow your chin to neutral. Yes. And then fold. Closing your eyes, find a steadiness in your motion. The hands never going further than vertical. Or 5. Or 4. 3. 2. 1 more. And up. Pause. Release the strap, hands on thighs, eyes closed. Notice. Just be exactly what the body just provided. More and more expanse through the mind, sensation. More and more light and kindness. Set your straps and your blanket aside. Knees are bent, feet are flat. So with the space you've just made, now we put it all together. The fingertips point towards you. Roll back, widen your elbows, and then wrap your elbows in as you lift your heart. Round your back, widen your elbows, wrap them in to lift your heart. Now find a whisper of ha out the mouth. Same breath, close your mouth, out the nose. You may work right here, hugging the shoulder blades in, pressing the thumbs down, chin slightly lifted, or let your hips rise a little bit forward, and then rock a little bit back. Inhaling up.
Soften your effort and trust your body. 30 seconds. That it's not about force, it's not about progress, it's a simple consistency in showing up and trusting that the movement and the breath are providing for you. Nothing else is necessary. You don't need to make it better, you don't need to make it more. You're simply making the gesture and receiving the result. Three, two, one. Sit it down, sit up tall, hands on thighs, legs straight out, and receive. Let this be your state of mind, nothing else. I am this bright, expansive, and stable. Coming to stand, arms straight out, feet a little wider than hip distance, palms face the floor. On your exhale, tail tracks back, knees over the ankles. On your inhale, stand up tall. Navel to spine. Heart high, fold and unfold through the hips. Shoulder blades down the back as you stand, reaching into the fingertips. 20. Working here if you choose, or sinking your hips closer to the heels, all an option. Folding and unfolding our energy. Moving what's caught, moving through us what's no longer our own. Let your breath become large and smooth and simple. Three, two, and one. Stand tall, turn your palms forward from the navel through the knees to the heels. Feel the downward action. Hug your heels lightly towards each other. This is our ability to reach into the present moment. Let all the upheaval drop right out your feet. Sweep your hands wide. And then back down the backs of your legs, knees bend, fold all the way down. Up the backs of the legs, hands wide. So keeping that bend in your knees that you made with the squat will help to keep your low back nice and flat. So it's not about folding and rounding. It's whatever depth you need to bend your knees to keep your ribs and your thighs meeting, and if they meet, then your low back will stay safe. So this is up to you, how far you fold and the way in which you fold. This modification of bent knees, hands down the legs, is to keep your low back safe, especially in the first half of the sequence of our 40 days. But the full classical gesture, legs are straight, hands come down, and then hands come back up. So if you're looking for that and you want that the whole time, that's available. But I would ask you to listen to your back later this afternoon and find out if it serves you. Otherwise, hands down the backs of the legs. 15 more. Three, 2, and 1. Turn your palms forward, stay steady. Feel the space that surrounds you, that radiates from your heart 4.5 feet in all directions. The light that the heart is designed to create, to manage, to project and protect. Deepen your breathing. Fill that space around the heart with light. And fill the field around your body with that expanse. Feet a little bit wider, hands coming up, about 60 degrees, palms face each other, shoulders down. A little to the left, and then a little to the right. It's not about how far you go. Little bend in your knees, feet are solidly into the ground. So we created grounding from the navel to the feet with our squat. We folded, unfolded through to enable the heart. Now we're coming up higher, elevating our frequency, but creating stability along the way. That we can reimagine ourselves not with the same concerns that we arrived with, but free of them, stable in who we are, but at a higher frequency, to achieve effortlessly what we're here to do. Inhale left, exhale right. Stable at the navel. Hug your heels a little bit in. The navel is steady. Only going as far as you can with that real solid base beneath you. Opening the sides of the ribs and the chest. 15. 14. The sides of the body where our joy supposedly lives. Why are we ticklish there? Why do we hold our arms down when we're being serious? Let them up. Let it be a little lighter until you can feel the very fingertips moving through the air. Less physical strength and more pliability, more range in your strength. I am happily strong. I am creatively strong. I am supple. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Stand tall. 3 sips. Hold the breath in, heart up. Right through the pelvic floor, navel, heart, throat, crown of the head, chin up, breath out, arms wide. I am all of it. I am this. Sahasrara, the place of great remembering, unfolding, blossoming. I'm all of it. And none of it. Let's take it for a test ride. Shake out your hands, shake out your feet. So it's all good when we're just nice and quiet. But what if we were asked to do something? So get ourselves nice and stable. I'm great on my own, by myself, with my books. And I gotta go to the grocery store and manage the parking lot. Each one is a hug. There's a power, it's coming from the belly. The sound is the creative syllable of the universe, the making of all things. Hug, 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 hug. And you can tap your heels just like this. We're going to go another 2.5 minutes. Or you can give it a little bit of a hop. Hug, 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 hug. Hug, 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 hug. So how's that steadfast connection going, right? As we get into it, as we get a little tired, as we get a little like, oh my God, right? Don't lose what you made. Here we go. Hug, 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 hug. Hug. Bring the light into your actions. The light, the levity. I am light. I am weightless. I am effortless. Hug, 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 hug. Hug, 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 hug. 30 seconds. So right when the day starts to get a little heavy and now you're at about 4:37 p.m. Is there still light? Hug, 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 hug. Hug, hug, tap it out. Hug, 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 hug. 5, 4, 3, 2. Stand. Without trying to control anything about your experience. Let your breath go where it needs to. Let it be full. Feel your heart. Feel the sensation. How many miles an hour is your blood moving through your body right now? How necessary that is for us. Feel the whole set of systems that you are given that are rising to meet the need for breath, for energy. Rising to meet you. You are held in great support. All your efforts. And bring it down to a cross-legged seat. Right from there, without losing what you've made. Either legs crossed, seated on your blanket, on your bolster, or seated at the edge of a chair, hands on thighs. Notice. Nuzzle and notice. I am this. Everything we did today had a beginning. Sometimes it's difficult to get started. Sometimes it's the best part.
Everything we did today, everything we will do today has a continuation, has a body of work, has the meat of the effort. And sometimes staying with it through to the conclusion is the work. And everything we do today will end. And the day itself will end. And sometimes that kicks up an extraordinary amount of concern and reluctance. But everything about today will return. And to remind us of this, the yogis gave us these syllables, sa, ta, na, ma, beginning, middle, end, return. Birth, life, death, return. Put them in your fingertips, thumb and first fingertips, sa. Middle finger and thumb, ta. Ring finger and thumb, na. Pinky and thumb, ma. We'll go aloud for a minute, a whisper for a minute, silent for 2 minutes, continuing the mantra in our mind, and then a whisper for a minute and speaking. Let the sound drop from outside to inside to yours, and then return and feel its change. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta, na. Whisper. Sa, ta. And each syllable comes out the center of your forehead, initiated at the navel, pulsing up through the body and out through the center of the forehead. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, ta, na. Silently, moving through the hands, moving through the syllables in your mind, feeling a pulse of light from the navel up through and out the forehead center. whisper. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, ta, na. Speaking. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, ta, na. One more. Sa, ta, na, ma. And be still. Release all effort from the breath and the body and the mind. An expanse of clear light. And in that, a connection to something so wise and tender. We are known. I am this connection to all things. Our innate state is this potent clarity, this freedom in the present moment. And the taint of any other response is historical, either of our own making, personal or collective, parents, familial, generational. Our work here is to recall our innate state of complete clarity and freedom in each moment, because that is who we are. Anything else is an imprint from your past. We may choose to clear that and step forward. The present moment is full of its own wisdom, aware of us as we become aware of the moment. Let all other patterns fall away. And collectively, we make ourselves free of everything we're carrying forward. Set it down. I am this. In this state, I am most like my Maker, and I am most like myself. Sweep wide. Larger outside than inside. Palms together, thumbs to the forehead, center. I am this, and I bow to it, and I love it, and I know it. Sat Nam, long Sat, short Nam. Inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam, I see myself. Namaste. See you. Have a fantastic afternoon. It is Tuesday for me. It may be any day that you replay this. We are traveling freely through space and time. I'll be back on Thursday at noon. Keep noticing this state. This is you in the present moment as much as possible. Gathering up irritations, opinions, judgments, fatigues, chatter, ambitions. These are not part of your present moment, and I give you permission to set them aside. Just notice when you're carrying forward what isn't yours, and you may let it down, so that what is yours is more accessible, and what is yours is joy, freedom, and power to make choices. You are so phenomenal for showing up for this. I am so honored that you took this time. Thank you. There's more. Till then.